Welcome to another episode of Vietnam Discovery. We're right in the middle of the Mid-Autumn Festival in Tuyên Quang Province. And a few days ago I had no idea what this festival had to offer, but it's been such a joy finding out, and I hope you'll come along with me for the ride. Hi, my name's Cameron. I'm from Australia. People often call me Cam, which means orange in Vietnamese. And luckily, oranges are refreshing and sweet, just like me. Quite the coincidence, really. I used to work as an environmental engineer, but last year I decided to change careers and allow more time to travel around and experience life in Vietnam. I've arrived in Tuyên Quang during mid-autumn. From the very first moments, I've been struck by the magnificent landscape and the intriguing history. The name, the capital of Vietnam's revolution, has been mentioned a lot when people tell me about this land. So here we are in Tân Châu historical site, a really famous, important place in Tuyên Quang province. Behind me here you'll see this really large banyan tree, which has great significance for President Ho Chi Minh and his colleagues spent a lot of time here preparing for the August Revolution in 1945, and a must-see for anyone wanting to come and visit this region. Located about 165 kilometres to the northwest of Hanoi, the city of Tuyên Quang, the centre of Tuyên Quang province, appears similar to many other modern regional cities around Vietnam. Here, the streets look much like those in Hanoi. For my first time in Tuyên Quang, I'm really curious about the Mid-Autumn Festival here. It is the festival of gigantic lanterns and is the only place in Vietnam where this tradition has developed.
Còn cảnh đấy, cái ảnh ấy mới là ảnh tâm đắc, nó đẹp. Sống hôm qua vất vả. Hôm qua
Today I'm going to Ward number 5, Tân Quang, district of the city. This place is known as the cradle of the festival.
Đây là ảnh mô hình và chú Thành với lại mọi người trong tổ.
That's incredible.
Dài, mô hình
con rồng này. Con rồng, Văn Miếu Quốc Tử Giám.
Chú làm đến đó bao lâu rồi?
Chú làm từ năm 2007. Thì làm cái mô hình để dự cái đêm hội Thành Tuyên.
Tại sao chú làm?
Chú làm là nhằm cái mục đích cho các cháu vui chơi và để có một cái đêm hội lung linh. Nên chính vì thế nên chú mới làm cái mô hình để diễu trên đường phố để tạo cái không khí lễ hội nó tưng bừng hơn, các cháu được vui hơn.
Năm nay chú làm thing gì?
Năm nay á là chú muốn làm một cái con ngựa dựa theo trên một cái tranh bát mã. Thế nhưng đó là ý tưởng của chú thôi. Cái này á là chú phải đi ra tổ nhân dân để họp xem là mọi người có nhất trí không. Cam sẽ tham gia cuộc họp đó chứ.
của từng năm.
I definitely felt very welcomed and very comfortable, and everyone treated me very well and with respect and ease. So it made me feel very comfortable to be around.
Nội dung là bàn về đi làm cái mô hình tổ chức trung thu cho các cháu, đưa ra một số cái ý tưởng về mô hình để làm và để tham gia cái đêm hội Thành Tuyên năm 2014, chọn một trong 2 mô hình. Cái môn thứ nhất là mô hình song mã và đèn kéo quân. Cái mô hình thứ hai là mô hình bát mã. Mời toàn thể các hộ gia đình trong tổ nhân dân họp và xin ý kiến của tổ.
Năm nay năm ngựa làm ngựa. Mô hình thứ hai là mô hình song mã thì bà con thấy thế nào ạ?
Theo tôi nghĩ thì năm nay là cái năm ngựa, năm giáp ngọ.
Thì bản thân tôi cũng có một cái ý tưởng là nếu mà làm được một mô hình về con ngựa thì nó rất là tốt. Bởi vì con ngựa thì nó rất gần gũi với con người. Xưa kia là cha ông ta là đi chiến đấu là bằng ngựa. Tôi thấy là làm con ngựa thì là rất tốt rồi.
Ta cũng tiếp tục là cho ý kiến.
Tôi hoàn toàn nhất trí là làm mô hình bát mã.
Kinh phí đóng 100.000 trên một gia đình ấy, liệu có đủ để làm 8 con ngựa không? Thì theo tôi hay là làm một đôi ngựa kéo cái đèn sao ấy, nó cũng có ý nghĩa là trung thu cho các cháu.
Cái mô hình này ấy, tuy là nó lớn, thế nhưng mà ta lại vận dụng những cái vật liệu thực tế ta có ở địa phương. Chẳng hạn như là cây tre thôi, chứ ta không làm sắt, hay là ta chỉ làm với gỗ thôi, thì ta đòi hỏi bàn tay ta. Thế chứ còn thực ra thì cái kinh phí nó cũng không quá lớn, chủ yếu là do cái nhiệt huyết của bà con là chính thôi. Đấy là cái ý kiến của tôi.
8 con ngựa thì công của chúng ta bỏ ra cũng tương đối là nhiều, chứ không phải ít, phải làm nó tương đối lâu. Thế nên là tôi chỉ có ý kiến là chúng ta bây giờ là bàn xem là cái kinh phí là mỗi một gia đình nên đóng bao nhiêu, và thứ hai nữa là chúng ta phải thật đoàn kết. Đấy là những yếu tố mà để chúng ta thực hiện. Còn thì về vấn đề cái mô hình bát mã là tôi hoàn toàn nhất trí theo như thế.
Và Vũ Quyết là mô hình là bát mã. 53 hộ nhân dân bằng 100%. Tổ nhân dân là bà con nhân dân trong tổ đã nhất trí làm mô hình bát mã. Cuộc họp tổ nhân dân là đến đây là kết thúc. Thay mặt cho tổ nhân dân xin tôi cảm ơn các bà con.
Xin giới thiệu bạn là bạn Ca, là người ở Úc đến tham gia cùng với tổ nhân dân ta để làm mô hình con ngựa. Bạn hết sức cố gắng cùng chúng tôi để hoàn thành cái mô hình con ngựa.
Well, it's really special to be invited to join this community meeting here today. A wonderful and friendly bunch of people, and a real commitment and passion they've shown to creating a really special Mid-Autumn Festival this year. There's a lot of debate and negotiation back and forward to come up with a final plan, and a really ambitious plan they've come up with to create a float with 8 horses. And I feel a little bit daunted that I'm going to have to help make one of those horses, and I'll wait to see exactly what I have to do with that.
$25. 25. Một ô này.
Dạ.
Cái này là 1-2 nhá. One two. 1-2 này.
So drawing the outline of this horse was my first big test in front of the community, and I really didn't want to let them down. You can see that I got my serious game face on, and I concentrated like I never had before. Unfortunately, Mr. Tang did have to redraw a few too many of my lines, but I eventually got the hang of it.
So here we have a scale drawing of our horse, built up from just this tiny little drawing here. Unfortunately, I think this was the easy part, although it did take me a fair while. And now hopefully Chu Tang is going to show me how to turn this drawing into a full-scale wooden model of a horse. And hopefully we can get it done before the festival. So now we're building the inside wooden frame. I think that's the sturdy, strong frame that everything's going to be else is going to be built around. So. It's hot, sweaty work here. You can see Chu Tang is building up quite a sweat. quite the operation here. We've got everyone involved doing little bits and pieces, and so cutting and drawing and gathering materials. So.
Almost done now. Looking like it's coming together. Almost ready for the big festival straight. This is tough work, thirsty work. So really not even halfway through making this horse yet. So I think it's almost time for a break. And hopefully we can get onto the rest after a bit of a cup of tea.
Cháu thấy bia cho đến.
Chúc sức khỏe.
Chúc sức khỏe.
I think the easiest part of making the horse lantern was probably making the solid wooden frame structure that goes inside the horse at the start. I'm a little bit familiar with using saws and hammer and nails and chisels from some of the things I've done back in Australia. So yeah, so I think that was probably the easiest for me. Okay, now we're on to the real business of setting up the frame of the bamboo. Yeah. So now we're getting into the bamboo frame of the wooden horse here, and as Chu Tang was telling me, it's all really about the artist's presentation of how they shape the bamboo, and so getting the curve just right is very important. Ôi rồi ơi.
Đau lưng quá.
Yeah, very sore. Just mighty stiff work bending down that whole time. Need to do a few stretches to get the back moving again. Look at all the sweat on this man's face. Making me make it look easy. Good girl. Good girl. Yeah, she's a real beaut, isn't she? Yeah. I think I'm going to name her Gloria. Yeah, after the horse that my parents wouldn't get me for my 10th birthday. Very, very disappointing. It's great to see her taking shape here, full shape. And all that's left to do now is to put some bamboo strips around her and let the body really flesh out and take shape. And so we can then start to decorate and get her ready for the festival. Amazing life-size horse we've got here, and incredible patience by Chu Tang to help me along through the process. I'm very grateful for it. Just getting warmed up. Which is really amazing to see, and seeing all the different families that came throughout the period that were making the horse to pitch in or to help in, and that were interested and just came along to talk and to chat and brought their children along, and it was really, really nice to see how interested all the children were in coming and having a look to see what was happening, they were obviously very excited to see the creation unfolding before their eyes, and to be around it and to be playing with all the different bits and pieces that were around, and having a good time. And so yeah, I can really appreciate the effort and the commitment that the whole community goes to in preparing these things for the children, and it obviously does its job, because the children seem to have a really fun time with everything that goes on.
Này nhá, chiều dây điện ông phải để dưới hộ tôi cái nhá. Cứ cắm thẳng vào đấy luôn, không buộc. Cái ở bên này.
There we go. Just putting the finishing touches on the lighting system inside this horse. It's got a huge amount of fluorescent lights in here. It's going to light it up like a Christmas tree. Very excited to see what it looks like. Chu Tang has been extremely patient and helpful in teaching me how to get this thing into its final shape. And now it's time to put the skin on it and colour it up. So, Joy, đi.
Đi.
Yeah. And then we moved on to with the women in the community putting on the clear plastic wrapping around the outside for the skin of the horse, and that was that was quite a different feel to that process compared to the men running that process, and so the women just got in there and did it, and there was very little instruction or anything, but it was quite easy to understand what they wanted, and just to join in and handing them tape and holding the plastic where they needed it to be. And then came the painting, the spray painting, a bit like spray painting a car. I didn't quite get my way with wanting a very colourful, multicoloured horse, although I tried to convince Chu Tang to make it a wavy, curly pattern of some kind with dots or something. But I'm still very happy that we've got a very bright and colourful horse with pink skin and yellow hair and a yellow tail. You're alive! Oh, I knew you'd come to life for me. Beautiful girl, good girl. Yeah, that's it. We've given her a face, we've given her some ears and a mane. Yeah, Gloria, you're going to be the queen of the parade tonight, aren't you? Yeah, excellent. Almost done here. Ready just for the finishing touches. We're going to put some lights on the back here. Going to light her up like the lantern she is. Well, after completing Gloria, I'm now indeed excited for the parade of the Mid-Autumn Festival. While we wait for the sun to go down, I think I might go for a tour around the city. The colourful and joyful atmosphere of this city that I've felt since being here makes me want to discover more of this interesting town. Mooncakes are a must for the Mid-Autumn Festival. There are many folktales about the origin of this cake. However, there's one thing all people seem to agree on, and that is, mooncake is a beautiful cultural tradition which conveys warm sentiments among the people here. Here we are in one of the oldest bakeries in Tuyên Quang province, learning about how to make the mooncake, an absolutely critical part of the Mid-Autumn Festival. It's a tradition that goes back hundreds of years, and it's an old family-run bakery here with using a secret recipe that they've handed down from generation to generation. And see all the activity going on here, making hundreds of thousands of these
mooncakes throughout the festival time, and I understand there's 2 different types of mooncakes which we're going to learn about, and hopefully I'll get a chance to make my own mooncakes and get a chance to taste them as well.
Some similarities between the bánh nướng and the traditional Christmas pudding from Australia and other parts of the world. From what I understand of the Mid-Autumn Festival, it's a fun, happy time and a lot of celebration and attention given to children. And that's also the case at Christmas time for many parts of the world. We have Santa Claus coming and bringing presents for children and those kinds of things.
Làm thử không?
Vâng ạ, vâng ạ. Một ngày chưa làm bao nhiêu cái?
Được 1 đến 2.000 cái một ngày. Cái bánh nó truyền thống, đặc trưng của cái mùa thu ở Việt Nam là nó rất là ngon nên người ta mình làm cẩn thận nên là người ta đến mua nhiều.
Công thức có bí mật không?
Thực ra trong cái nhân này là nó thập cẩm, tức là 10 thứ. Rất nhiều, tức là cam nhìn có thịt này, bí này, dừa này, vừng này, lạc sườn này. Nhưng mà trong này nó cũng có những cái bí mật của gia đình để làm đến cái thương hiệu của cái bánh này.
Cái này bao lâu rồi?
30 năm rồi. Hoa văn của nó là cái hoa cúc hoặc hoa sen, cam cầm thửa.
Here we have one of the molds used to make the mooncake for the Mid-Autumn Festival. This one is in the pattern of the daisy flower, which is a symbol of autumn in Vietnam. Really solid bit of wood, this one. It's been around for well over 30 years making thousands and thousands of mooncakes. So incredible to think of how many people this has fed in celebration of this festival. And I think I'm going to have to go and wipe all this flour off my face because wow.
Đây là bánh nướng nhé. Khám cho cái này vào đây. Cho vào đều. Ấn thế, ấn đều cho nó vuông.
Push it down nice and firm and evenly. Here we go. Get it in there. Okay. Okay. Bang it. Okay. Nice and hard, I think. Bang it down on the table. 1, 2.
Okay. Đấy. Đây là ra.
Beautiful. Here we go. Look at that. My first mooncake. Put it on the tray, ready for baking. And a little bit later, it's going to get pasted with some egg yolk to make it go nice and brown in the oven. So here we are with the finished product, the final mooncakes in a room. I'm surrounded by them. There's over 1,000 mooncakes in here, and this bakery is producing between 1,000 and 2,000 mooncakes every single day over this period. Incredible amount of cakes. And here we have one type of mooncake which is baked and is using wheat flour. And in front of me here we have the other different type of mooncake which is using rice flour and it's not baked at all. So here I'm going to have a bit of a try and see a bit of a first taste test and see what we came up with. So here we have the baked mooncake first. Got a big bit of sausage in that one. Really nice. So it's a real interesting mix between sort of sweet and savoury. A bit of lemon flavouring in there, and nice firm pastry. Quite delicious. Now for the rice flour mooncake. Yeah, quite different. Quite like a sticky rice texture. Very soft and easy in the palate. Not as sweet and powerful a flavour. Yeah. I'm not sure which one I like the best. So I've also been challenged. I'm learning Vietnamese, and one of my challenges is to remember the names of these different cakes. And so we have this one, the baked mooncake, which is called bánh nướng and bánh dẻo.
And so let me just make sure I can read these. Bang nuong, bang xiao, bang nuong, bang xiao, bang nuong, bang xiao. I think that's right. Back to ward number 5 and Mr. Tang. I'm now joining hands with the people to prepare for the Mid-Autumn Festival celebrations. Tonight, the children of the community will have a big party.
That was really nice to see, and it's definitely something that doesn't happen in big cities very much anymore. But I mean, very similar to stories my mother and grandparents would tell about their childhood in Australia, similar communities, and definitely in the country areas in Australia, it's quite a similar experience. But I don't think probably to this extent, where people seem to spend a lot of time together.
Mặt trận khu dân cư 5 bàn thống nhất đồng thời lấy ý kiến của nhân dân khu dân cư.
I can feel the love the local people have for their children. They build the lanterns to create an exciting and magical experience for the young children in their community. Particularly, in Vietnamese people's belief, the Mid-Autumn Festival is for the children.
I wish I could have rehearsed and practiced maybe like a Vietnamese children's song to be able to sing, but so I didn't have much time to prepare. But it was really great to hear them all clapping along and enjoying.
In 2007, for the first time, the Mid-Autumn celebration received a lot of attention from the public in the city. The gigantic lantern made by the people of Ward number 5 that year is considered as the seed from which the amazing festival we have here today grew. The lanterns became a unique cultural trait of Tuyên Quang. They are only found here and they are recognised in Vietnam's record book. After 7 years, what started as a private activity is now celebrated as a festival of the entire province this year. The ideas for making these gigantic lanterns mostly come from popular Vietnamese folk tales, which highlight different morals of life. It appears that most children are aware of and understand the stories and meaning behind the giant lanterns. I know about the legend of the watermelon, where the will of independence is taught to generations of Vietnamese people. I can imagine such colourful lanterns will go along with the children throughout their lives. And when they become adults, they will tell the stories of lanterns to their younger generations. And I guess that is the way these traditions are built up in Vietnam.
What a wonderful journey this has been. I hope you've enjoyed it almost half as much as I have. It's been an absolutely fantastic experience finding out about this Mid-Autumn Festival here in Tuyên Quang Province. The people have been so wonderful, and the children who have had such an amazing time. Seeing the smiles on their faces as they all ride along these huge big lanterns has been just a joy to behold. So I hope you'll catch you next time on Vietnam Discovery, and we'll see you again soon.